Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Last time we defeated Death and ascended to the last part of the castle. Now before we continue on, I would like to show off that one cutscene that I missed the last episode where you go into the room with the Cerberus statue. So I would like to show that off first and I will show the clip now. So yeah, that's basically the little cutscene we've got there. But now we head on into the final area of the game, which, sadly for some stupid reason, I decided to go ahead and go in here before recording. This is basically called the final approach, which has probably a bunch of the most annoying enemies you're going to be fighting. If you hated the imps throughout the whole entire castle, well, guess what? The final approach basically has nothing but imps in it. It also has devils, lizardman blades, the robots, or automatons, and a couple of new enemies we haven't seen yet, but they're basically reskins of what we've already seen. But going through this first room, it's really cool looking. I actually like this final approach. It's really nice. It looks a lot more like it looks more destroyed, a lot more like you would see in a Castlevania game. It just looks like it's worn down and whatnot. Right there you can get a silver ore out of a random chest. Be ready to deal with bugbears galore because bugbears are just gonna be everywhere. And going into this room, I apologize for the glitch in the recording, but we have two more spectral swords, so if you have not gotten the Meliosacar glyph, this is another good room to get that if you want it. But moving into the next room, there is the portrait of the man himself that we are about to go and deal with. Also, this room alone is filled with nothing but cave trolls. This is probably the one room I've gamed over the most was, this room. This is a Lilith. She drops one item, I think it's actually called pudding, or plum pudding, I'm not sure which one. Final Knights, they will drop, I think it's knight related armor. But these guys are basically reskins of the other knights we've seen. But they are just... But when they pound the ground with their axe, right here, they send a shockwave, which actually, that shockwave, even if you do kill them, will actually do damage to you. So you need to be careful and need to avoid it. This area we're in right now basically connects back over to the other area. Actually this room. So we have these winged skeletons. They drop the final summoning glyph you can get. Good luck getting it because it's one of the rarest and also hardest to get. But here in the middle of this room, we have Volaticus. Conjures a pair of wings allowing the power of flight. Basically this is your mega jump in this game. You can now fly around and get whatever you want. The only downside is if you get hit while the glyph is activated, you basically will not, the glyph will deactivate and you have to reactivate it. Just trying for that wing skeleton glyph, which I don't think I'm going to be able to get. But you do have a couple chests down here, but once we put on the glyph, there it is, Volaticus, we conjure a pair of black wings. I recommend if you're going to go for the winged skeleton glyph, you are on the ground because you cannot absorb glyphs while in the air. come up here into this room and you can find a whole bunch of good stuff. MP maxes, heart maxes. The only downside is you have to deal with a bunch of bugbears, so be ready for that. But there's also more stuff off to the other side. There is some blue drops, so we can up our ice damage, but I don't think I'm going to bother using that as this point in the game. Ooh, the sun ring. This is basically, I think, the opposite of the moon ring. It boosts our stats when it is sunlight. Yeah, it increases, status increases at daytime. So, definitely good to use that when the sun is up. But right now the moon is up, so we may be using the moon ring soon. Going over here, this basically, I actually don't remember what this is for. Oh, I think I remember. Press the switch, opens up this pathway, and then we have a door here. If you remember the one room in the library that had like a bunch of open space, this basically connects back to it. There's really nothing much other than that. But you do have a devil here, and also another Great Knight that you can grab Melia Askia from, if you're wanting to grind it for that reason, but I particularly don't bother with it, as I already have it. Backed up into this corner. Can you go away, please? Please go away. Thank you. You're not gonna give me your glyph, really. But yeah, dropping down here, we basically are now all the way back at the beginning where we fought the wall man. So yeah, we're just gonna go head back right over to where we were in the final approach, and I'll see y'all in a minute. So back in the room where the cave trolls are, or just about where the cave trolls are, just taking out this Lilith real quick. Basically, we want to climb, and like I said, this room alone, I've game over a lot of times, because you can get your butt kicked. These cave trolls, they do a lot of damage, even if you are now higher level. My best strategy was just doing this right here, using the Cerberus glyph, and just deal massive damage. The Askia glyph also would be a great idea, since you can hit the upper areas. So we're going to move on into another room with the portrait of Death himself. Like I said, two companions that never are too far apart. I'm going to switch up my glyphs here, just because I'm tired of dealing with these guys. I was hoping I had Melio Macer, but I don't have it. I'm actually just going to go with Lepest here, because that just wiped him out very quickly. And like I said, don't rely on Veradicus so much, because once you take damage, you basically, you have to reactivate it afterwards. Which I actually don't like all that much. I kind of wish it would just stay activated, even if you took damage. Oh, right, Lilith, they can cause curse. I kind of forgot about that, because I rarely get hit by the hearts all that much. I'm actually just gonna heal up a little bit here. Yeah, they do send out, hearts. I kind of wish there was Succubus, in this final area as well, with the Lilith. Not for any particular reason, just because every time the final approach, in Castlevania has been around, there's always the, Succubus, but there, for some weird reason, isn't. I'm just gonna jump over you. But for some reason, there just isn't any Succubus in the final approach, at all. Getting another level up, we're gonna need that, because we're pretty much coming up to the end of the game. Actually, funny enough, this is the, I guess, second to last room before the final boss. But we are pretty much at the end. I will be wrapping up all of the side quests in this episode as well. However, I am not doing it on this profile because I don't feel confident enough in my abilities to go into the large cavern with my character here. I've heard many tales of people going into the large cavern at their level, about 43 to 45, and just get knocked out easily. The large cavern, it's basically a boss rush where you have to deal with several very tough opponents. And it's just annoying. I actually just can fly up here and deal with that lizard man. Just deal with this devil real quick. I don't like that this final room has Blade Masters. It has so much going on. It has Blade Masters, it has a devil, it has Blade Master Lizardmans, it has a bugbear. It's just annoying. But here we are in the final area. This is basically the staircase that everybody knows if you play Castlevania. The clock tower is in the background with the moon. But if we come down here, there's a little bit of a surprise for us. We have a couple of items. So if we equip Harry's real quick, we can collect a couple of final items for us before going into Dracula's room. We have an MP max right there, which is always blessing. Coming over to the other side, there is one final item, which actually, this final item, it's not what you think it is. It is a final super potion, which is actually quite nice because I'm going to have to prepare for this fight. We didn't use a whole lot of items when we fought Death, but I am going to have to do a little bit of shopping before we go deal with this final boss. But I'll deal with that off. I think I'll deal with that after we deal with the side quests. Just do a little bit of checking in this room because I swear I feel like there's more items in here than what there is. The two in there is just about it though. But if you come in here, this is the final save point of the game, and there's the final boss door where the man himself awaits. But like I said, we are not going to be taking on that final boss just yet. We are going to be doing the last of the side quests. Which the final side quests we need to do are the Cashmere Thread, the Gold Ore, and the stuff in the large cavern, which have the Alexandrite and the secret boss we have to deal with. So I am going to show you where I kind of grind for the Gold Ore and Cashmere Thread. The best way to get Cashmere Thread is either through the White Fulgors, or increasing your luck significantly a bunch, and going through the castle, hoping for some green chests, and getting Cashmere Thread that way. I do not recommend that method because, well, I can recommend that method a little bit because you'll be able to get XP going through that. And if you're a bit under level, I recommend going into the final boss either at level 45 or anywhere between 45 to 50 is a good little buffer for that level cap. But where I go for the White Fulgors is not actually in Dracula's castle. I go to the Mystery Manor and grind down here where Albus was hiding. Where there's two of them. Plus there's a save room just off to the side here where you can heal up and also recover your MP very easily. But the reason I choose in here is because you can actually take them out very, very quickly without having much problems. And there we have it, some Cashmere Thread, and I get two of them. As far as the Gold Ore go, like I said, I just grinded off the Tin Man. I'm here in this one part of the library But you can go anywhere where there's multiple Tin Mans. The area south, the area off to the right of the library, down in that little area, you can, where there's multiple Tin Men, it might be a little bit easier to grab the gold ore, but you have to remember that the Tin Man, at the same amount of rarity, will drop the silver ore, so you will have to do a little bit more grinding for both. But then again, if you have not gotten the silver ore quest done, I highly recommend you make sure you get both of them off of the Tin Man if you haven't done that yet, or go through an earlier area and get silver ore very quickly. But there we have the gold ore, and we are back at the village. But we will fly up here and give Monica the cashmere thread. Finally getting that done. For your reward, you will get a party dress, which actually is not a bad dress, although it's not the greatest. And going over to Eugene, you'll get the gold ore over to him. He will now forge you gold armor, leggings, as well as platinum armor and leggings.
Some good steel.
He will also give you 7,200 gold, which overall is pretty much the crappiest reward you can get. Don't get me wrong, gold is great and all, but I prefer you going to do the pictures because you get a lot more gold from that. But heading over to shop, like I said, you get gold and platinum armor, which platinum armor is going to give you the biggest defense boost. And the party dress we get, and the wedding dress is the other thing we can buy, which gives us some pretty decent stat boosts. The party dress, on the other hand, drops our defense by 1, but the wedding dress ups our defense by 1, so I'm not sure. I guess because one's better than the other. But overall, I'm gonna have to grind up a little bit of money off screen because I actually would like the wedding dress, because we're gonna need as much stat boosting as possible before we go and take on the final boss. I'm kind of also thinking about maybe getting some better accessories, but I think with accessories we've got, I think we'll be okay. Leggings wise, maybe a platinum leggings? I love how the gold leggings are like, sparkle like the girl you want to become, or something like that in the description. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bother with any accessories. I am gonna have to grind off screen some money, so I will do that and be back in just a moment. Alright, after grinding a little bit of cash, it's time to restock and supply up for the final battle. I do recommend you get as many healing items as possible. I'm gonna actually first, real quick, sell off a bunch of items that we have duplicated, like all this cotton thread. I am definitely going to get rid of. A bunch of these jewels I'm definitely going to get rid of because I really could use the money. All this iron ore we've got stashed off, a couple silver ores. Definitely going to sell all that so I can make some money. And just like I said, buy as much as you can. I'm actually able to afford all the super potions we're gonna need. Restocking my magical tickets, because I'm definitely, just because I had used a good bit of them. And as far as the last two side quests, in the large cavern, I'm going to switch over to my other profile to do this. Just because that profile is a lot higher level and also has a lot more better stuff on it. But I'm gonna real quick also buy a platinum armor and also the wedding dress, as well as some platinum leggings. Looking through my...
You do not have enough to
you know what? I'll buy
this.
a ruby ring just for the hell of it, even though I'm probably not gonna use it. I might as well have it because it's I might as well have it.
Come back again.
But yeah, that is going to be all of the items we will need for the final battle. So I will now switch over to my other profile to do the large cavern. Like I said, it's a bunch of boss battles that basically go in sequence. There is no exiting from the large cavern until you are done with the fights. So definitely want to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over. I'm not going to have commentary for the battles because I don't really have much to say. So until we get to the last battle, which, spoilers, I have never made it to the final battle, so I don't know what to expect. I will do commentary for the final battle because I don't know. I'm really interested in what it is. So I will catch y'all in a little bit. Alright, this should be the final room before the final boss. So we are going to be fighting Jiangshi. Alright, what do you do? Summon electric ball. Oh god, that does a lot of damage. And you have a glyph, Fidelis Mortis. Summons the living dead. Alright, like I said, I have never fought this final boss. I've never fought this secret boss. So I have no real idea what I'm doing here. So he summons electric balls. And he's following me around. He summons his glyph. Which summons little mini hens. Oh, that's lovely. I don't have to worry about using items on this file because that's not my other file. This is my file I've been using to help with the recordings if I need it. Oh, you can summon more than just one. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. This is gonna get interesting real quick. Kind of thinking Lapest was not a great idea. I think Voluminato Umbra was a better combination. I have no idea how many hit points this thing has. Like I said, I've never made it this far into the game. Or into a large cavern, so I have no idea what I'm dealing with here. I'm guessing what is this supposed to be? A Chinese? Is this supposed to be like an Asian vampire? Like a Japanese or Chinese style vampire? I'm not entirely sure. Wow, he got knocked back hard. I wonder if that's how I determine how much damage I've done to him. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to absorb that yet. He really is. Oh, he's got a third orb coming out. Ooh, I'm not enjoying this. I don't like this. I'm actually glad my invincibility frames kept me from taking damage from those orbs. I'm actually kind of glad. Ow. Oh, you can summon 4 of those orbs, so this can get very crowded very quickly. So I'm not really. I think, yeah, I should have switched to. Ow. I should have switched to Luminato and Umbra to go down. I need to heal. Maybe I could just hit him. That's awesome. Get slapped in the face by freaking, I guess that's a cursed talisman or something. But down here there's the Alexandrite, so we can now leave the large cavern. Oh, that was awesome. That was funny. Well worth it. Oh lord, that was funny. Like I said, I've never done that fight, so I was not ready for that. That was funny. But that, I think if you're higher level than what I am, that fight might be better. Looking at his weaknesses, he's weak to slashing, fire, and light. Yeah, so any of those would have been better to use, but like I said, I don't know that. So for completing the job of a lifetime for Laura, we now get, for giving her the Alexandrite, we get the Royal Crown, which basically has all of the gemstones we've given her throughout the journey. Aside from the cat's eye, sadly. But the Royal Crown is the best headgear piece you can get. It basically boosts all your stats, I believe. I do know that much. Scroll down here. Yeah, boosts every single stat. Wow, that's actually really good. Definitely want that. So yeah, that actually is a pretty good equipment piece. I kind of wish I got that on the main file now, or the playthrough file now. Hopping over to the other quest, Which sadly, when I did this recording, I had to redo that fight again because I didn't have the quest activated. So for doing Irina's quest, for taking out the Jiang sheep, we get the winged boots.
Hello.
I don't know what that does, actually. Let's take a look at that, actually. So what do the winged boots do? I have a feeling they're like the Mercury boots, but I'm not sure. I actually don't know why I'm looking through my... Oh, yeah. For going through that fight again, I got the Minerva Mail, which gets rid of poison. Or actually, no, it gets rid of curses. So, winged boots, not surprisingly, allows for faster movement speed. How much faster? Like, for real. Oh, we are moving! Wow! That's actually faster than the Mercury boots! I kind of want to put on Rapidus Fire. Let's see how faster this... Wow! Yeah, that's actually quite fast! Actually, then I think about it, Rapidus Fire will just be fast regardless. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. A lot of final cleanup to do. And basically, we will go into the final boss next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.